Rich people are just regular people. The ones that we see the most of are the ones that make good TV. And the ones that make good TV are on the ends of the spectrum. They're not in the middle of the bell curve. You take all the rich people, you line them all up, a good chunk of them are going to be right in the middle, right? But those guys make shitty TV. The ones that look good on the news, that look good on Fox and on primetime and CBS are at the ends. Those are the representation of the ones in the middle. Those people probably suck. Those are the ones that talk about Hollywood. I guess ball players they can be assholes, whatever, and politicians. But the grand majority of rich people are nice people. And you can't want to be rich and hate the rich. That's not how that works. You can't despise where you want to go. Here's to the rich. May we all get there one day.
What the hell's going on out here?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fueled by Spite. As always, I am your host, Dr. James Taylor. Thank you for joining me again. We went through a common theme, a common topic in the earlier episodes. It seems like I talked about money a whole lot. And spoiler alert, we're going to talk about money today. Reason being, people have weird thoughts about money. A while ago, you've heard me mention a previous coach I had before, Tori Robeson. And we were sitting down, we were talking. This is when I was starting practice. And he asked me, what do I want? What do I want out of practice? And he's like, oh, I want to help people, which is true. And I want to provide a life for my family, and which is true. And he's like, but what do you want? What do you want out of practice? What do you want out of life? And I'm like, well, it's weird. I remember it. I remember it like I remember like 9/11 or something with such vivid detail, right? I was like, well, I feel bad saying this. He goes, well, just say it. I don't feel like I should or I'm allowed to. Just say, what do you want? Like, I want money. He goes, now, why do you feel bad saying that? It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I shouldn't want money. But why? He goes, what do you want? Why do you want money? Well, so I don't have to clip coupons on the living room floor like I saw my mom do. Why do you want money? So I don't have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. So I can do stuff with my kids. Why do you want money? So I can do things. So I can take part in life to as large of a degree as I can. He goes, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting money. Money is nothing more than a medium of exchange. It's like, ooh, okay. That's an interesting way to look at it. It's just a medium of exchange. I want that. I'll give you money for that. We're going to trade. Oh, okay. Cool. Why are we talking about money today? I just got back from a absolute whirlwind trip to Vegas. Didn't touch a card, didn't touch a chip, didn't step to a table, didn't step to a slot machine. It was the most unique trip I've ever taken to Vegas in that it wasn't rugby related. Side note, USA Rugby brings sevens back to Vegas. LA fucking sucks. And it wasn't gambling related. And as a 40-year-old man, I feel fine saying this now. I remember the whole trip. Didn't black out once. I left here at 2-ish on Wednesday. Flew to LA, had a layover there. Then flew from LA to Vegas and got there. Probably got to the hotel around 9. I don't even remember if I did anything. No, I went straight to the hotel. My wife had got there a lot before me. I've got family in Vegas. My aunt, she's on CSI. My uncle is the editor of the Las Vegas Sun, I believe it is, the paper. And so I land at 9. Wife has already been there for a bit. Partaking in Vegas things with my Aunt Lindsay. Just also happened to be her birthday, so that was really cool. But there was also an active shooter at UNLV, so that was not cool. My Aunt Lindsay brings my wife, brings Tamika to the hotel. Again, Tamika had a good day. And I'm asking her, I'm like, hey, where's Uncle John? Because normally John and Lindsay, they're one and the same, if you will. And she's like, well, Jim, news happened today, and John is in the news. Tragic thing that happened, but I thought that was a really funny retort. Every now and then, Tamika sends a zinger. Anyway, so off topic. Went to Vegas and had a trip unlike any other. We were there with Sean Dill and Lacey Book, Black Diamond Club. He's hey, you want to come to Vegas? We're going to be there taping a show with Dave Meltzer. I say this for information purposes, not to name drop. Name dropping will come soon, but just a straight invite. Hey, we're going to do this cool thing. Do you want to come? Sure. What's the cost? What? Nothing. What? It doesn't cost anything. Just show up. Oh, okay. So we get there, and Sean is a big Pacers fan. Pacers happen to make it to the semifinals of the in-season playoffs or in-season tournament or whatever. So we caught an NBA game. At the NBA game, the guy right behind me was the freaking owner of the Pacers. And you know what he did? He introduced himself. I don't remember his name because I'm terrible with names. But just shoot, Google him. You can find it real quick. He introduced himself. The guy next to him was the president. He introduced himself. These guys are rich. A side note, the president of the Pacers, awesome guy to watch a game with because he is yelling at the refs, just dropping F-bombs left. It was fantastic. But these guys are millionaires. And they're acting like regular people because they are regular people. Why do we have such a bad connotation about the rich? I'm going to venture a couple of guesses. Actually, this, again, a little tangent, but I'll bring it back around. This episode started formulating last week. I was at a Christmas party and someone was talking to me and they're like, hey, yeah, I asked him how the job was going. He is in physics. He's like, oh, it's good. It's good. The crappy part is I'm making money for rich people. Like, why is that a crappy part? Well, because rich people suck. What? I mean, I kind of think I'm kind of rich. He goes, yeah, but you help the common man. Okay. I mean, I imagine most rich people do. That's how they got rich, by helping the common man. It's just a weird thing. Like, I thought that he was way younger than me, and I thought that connotation about rich people was more from like the Mercedes 80s era, the Wall Street guy, the white collar, the cufflinks. Like, I thought that's where rich people got a bad name. But apparently it's permeated through. And it was weird. Why do we hate rich people? Like, we all want to be rich, right? In some way, shape, or form. I mean, rich means different things to different people. But generally speaking, if we all had a lot more money, I don't think anyone would turn it down. I sure wouldn't. I know a lot of people that come into this office wouldn't. If you have more money, that makes you rich, but we don't like rich people. But we want to be rich. We want to be something that we have disdain for. But why? And I'm wondering, when you think of rich people, who do you think of? And this is just me personally, according to a study that I made up on the spot right now for this episode. I think of influencers, I think of Hollywood socialites, and I think of politicians. And I think of athletes. But even as a businessman, I don't think of businessmen. Man, I don't think of anyone outside of those big areas. I don't think of anyone outside of Hollywood, athletics, or politics. And the thing is, generally speaking, man, those people, I don't mean to paint with a broad brush, but here's a broad brush. Those people don't really contribute a whole lot. I mean, socialites don't do a whole. I mean, kudos to Kim Kardashian for getting her law degree. That is no small feat. Ohtani just signed a $700 million contract with the Dodgers. And the dude is the best baseball player possibly in history. But again, I mean, I'm sure God, I hope he's doing some good charity stuff. There's a tax write-off, and then we think of politicians, fuck them, generally speaking. I'm sure there's some good ones out there. But outside of that, like, we don't think of rich people in a very good light. It's weird to me because it's something we all want to be, generally speaking. What is being rich? Being rich, I mean, I imagine being rich is obviously having money, but it's also being fulfilled. It's being, why are so many old people rich? Because they like what they do. There's not a whole lot of old rich people that aren't doing it. The freaking owner of the Pacers is like 80 something, probably. I don't know, but he's old. Like, we were at the recording 2-minute drill with David Meltzer. David Meltzer's not old, but he's been through a whole bunch of stuff, and he just invited me. Hey, you want to come? Sure. Who's going to be there? He's like, I don't know. Other people. Just come and meet people, network with people. And man, it's fun meeting people who like people. And all of these people were pretty well off. We went to a dinner. It was a large gathering of people, and a woman stood up and spoke about a charity. The name escapes me right now. Guy stood up and donated $100,000. And I'll tell you what, when you looked at him, he didn't look rich. But a rich guy invited me to Vegas. Another rich guy invited me to the taping of his TV show. Another rich guy shook my hand, told me to have a good time watching the game. My wife went shopping, and she made friends while she was shopping at some fancy place. And this woman and her friends that my wife made friends with, they dropped $100,000. Like, I shit you not, $100,000 on like bag, shoes, and accessories. And they were delightful to my wife, who didn't buy a thing that I'm aware of. But like, they were nice people. And generally speaking, I would like to think the grand majority of people in general, regardless of wealth status, are nice people. Then why do we have such a disdain for those with money? It's a weird thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I want money. I want a lot of money. One of my toxic traits is I drink too much and buy things for people. Hell, I don't even drink too much. Well, I do. But also, like, I run into financial distress because I spend money on other people. But at the same time, I'm going to make more money. People know very well that I am a generous man. Like, this isn't a humble brag. It's just, I don't get it. Why we all want money, but we don't like the people who have money. Because there's plenty of money out there. Go and put yourself in situations where rich people are. And I've had the privilege to do that way more in the past 12 months than the previous 39 years on this earth. And every time I put myself in these situations, these people there are wonderful. And it gives you a taste, a feeling like this is possible for me. And that's a good feeling to have. Like, I don't feel like I'm stuck. And I don't feel, okay, here it is. This has been a complete ramble, but generally speaking, rich people are just regular people. The ones that we see the most of are the ones that make good TV. And the ones that make good TV are on the ends of the spectrum. They're not in the middle of the bell curve. You take all the rich people, you line them all up, a good chunk of them are going to be right in the middle, right? But those guys make shitty TV. The ones that look good on the news, that look good on Fox and on primetime and CBS are at the ends. those are the representation of the ones in the middle. Those people probably suck. Those are the ones that talk about Hollywood. I guess ball players they can be assholes, whatever, and politicians. But the grand majority of rich people are nice people. And you can't want to be rich and hate the rich. That's not how that works. You can't despise where you want to go. Here's to the rich. May we all get there one day. I would like to say, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you're either two things. You're either uninformed or you're an idiot. I don't know if this was informational, so I don't know if I can tell you you're uninformed. So we might still be both uninformed and or an idiot. Either way, they can't all be winners. Whatever. You'll potentially learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. Like, share, follow, maybe not share, maybe share this one. I don't know. Hey, look at this rambling idiot. Okay, bye.